Yeah, that's exciting for us. Because obviously we want him back up here. I don't think there's anybody in the room that's not excited to see him his next game here. And it's he's a young guy. I don't think our team has played well. I always say that. I like putting young guys, especially in the net, when our team is playing better. Um, Coming in to the break we just took, I didn't like our game, and we need to play more to our identity, and we need to get back to that. And so it kind of goes hand in hand with that. I didn't feel comfortable from the coaching side of throwing UPL in, tonight or the next game and jumping them ahead of Ticker or Andy right now. Let him get some games, get back into a rhythm, and we'll see where we're at then. And hopefully our team is playing better and more to our identity, more confidently to our identity at that point.
How do you want to address that going into the break? You said you weren't pleased, so time off and then something with the
Yeah, the time off, I watched a lot of film. I think we were joking about that yesterday, but I did. I watched games from earlier in the year. Um, I hate to say get back to how we were playing because I fully believe we're better than we were. We're just not playing to our identity. So if we get back to playing to our identity, we should be a better version than how we were playing earlier in the year. And that was with a lot more pace, a lot more puck pressure, and a lot less hesitation or fear. I think accumulation of accumulation of goals against, or accumulation of losses, which happens to every team. But if you're not winning within the mix of that or scoring within the mix of that, you start hesitating and backing off, and because you fear, geez, it's maybe if I back up, I won't make a mistake, or I'm not called out for making a mistake. Because if you retreat and you give up a goal, you don't even know who to blame. Nobody does, and until you really analyze it. And I felt we lost playing with pace, and we lost playing with aggression and passion that we need to have. So I don't want to say it's getting back to how we played at the first month of the year. I think can be a better team if we play with that pace and that passion.
Don, is it surprising to you that it's not just your young players? It seems like there are a lot of guys.
It's usually the older players, and that, Paul, it is. They've had more failure in their career than the young guy. The young guy's belief system is stronger, and I'm generalizing. I'm not saying our players specifically or anybody in our locker room necessarily, but older players have endured more loss. I mean, as a person, we get more conservative with age as a result than a younger guy. So, that is the advantage of having young guys. They're more fearless, and sometimes when you get in these situations, you're actually working with the older guys more than you think in regard to that. And I think I like all our guys. It's what I've said here is not on our guys. It's on me. We need to play, with that more passion, and I have to make sure we're doing that. And I felt we slipped in that regard and played with the fear and hesitation, and that kills you.
You said before the break that Rasmus asked when you like the effort and you're confident it's going to turn. But what maybe has he lost since he was scoring, in October, November?
I think when you start worrying about scoring, you start focusing on that, and then you lose focus on just the rhythm of your game. The scoring is a result of playing a certain way. When you're not scoring, you start stressing out about scoring and thinking about it, and you lose sight of just the rhythm of playing and the intensity. And he's a very intense person. He trains hard over the summer. He's a competitive guy. And, again, I think a little of the psychology interfered with that, with him bringing that every night, that competitive intensity, and trusting that goals follow, or are a byproduct of that. And I think he lost that a little bit, and I think he's done a nice job to regain a focus on playing the way he needs to play, and I think the results for him individually will follow if he continues that.
Who will be scratched tonight?
Right now, we will have Bryson be out. And that's to say everybody shows up tonight and is ready to go, which I would expect that. So I would expect Bryson to be out.
Coming out of break, My experience watching teams that have a week off, whatever, you have a fast game, but a lot of mistakes. Is that usually what you see?
Yeah, we use the term clumsy. We looked a little clumsy in practice the other day. The pace was high, but we just didn't have the mechanics there. Yeah, I mean, you can certainly look at it and think there's general things that could happen and could be the result of a break. Um, it's their second game back, which is somewhat of an advantage because they're worked through it. But they did look sharp in their first game, so we hope we can feel and look the same way as far as us being sharp. And I feel comfortable after the 2 days of practice that our guys are in a good place. Now I think it's more of the compete and play at the pace we want. You might not feel, you might be a little bit clumsy, but I think we'll be effective enough if we can get to our game that way. It doesn't have to be perfect, and I think sometimes that's the challenge. You don't feel good, and you think because I don't feel good I can't play good, and that's an excuse. You don't have to feel good to play good, and you almost have to have that psychology with it.
Thank you.
Yep.